Hi, my name is Bashar Taqi, and today I'll be talking about and walking through the implementation of SAML SSO on our platform. You can use SAML SSO to enhance and secure login for the portal, while also ensuring smooth access management for all the users that are associated with it. To get started with SAML SSO, we would need to first add a connection. To get started with this process, you can click this button here, and it will redirect you to the page where you can follow step-by-step instructions to configure SSO. Let's go ahead and do that. The first step to creating your IDP connection is giving it a name. So for example, we'll give this one demo name. Once you set the name and you're happy with that, you can then move on to adding the actual entity ID and the assertion consumer service URL to your portal. This can be copied into your IDP portal to then establish the connection. You can simply just copy these and insert them where provided by the IDP portal. In the case where this application is not available, you should have the option to create a new application, name it as you like, and then configure these steps. So I already did this ahead of time, so these steps are already done from my side, and we can move on to the next step, which is setting up the authentication. Once you copy in the entity ID and the assertion consumer service URL, they will generate a metadata URL, or they can also give you the raw format for the metadata. Once you grab that off your IDP, you can paste them in here, either directly by uploading the file or just pasting in the URL, and that will complete the connection between the portal and the IDP. Now that this has been successfully pasted in, we can go ahead and start configuring the options for the IDP as well. So the first option we have and support is forcing the IDP reauthentication. What this does is upon login with SSO, it will prompt the user to enter their password again. This is usually done to keep in compliance with some internal company policies or just as an added security measure. So you can enforce this setting by simply clicking and toggling this checkmark. The other option we can configure as well is to pre-populate the user email address, and this is recommended. What this means is that anytime someone signs in with SSO, their actual email address will be pre-populated in the username field. They would not have to put in the username again. So just to take in a use case, if you have the pre-populate user email address enabled and the reauthentication disabled, you can sign in directly using SSO as long as the connection is correctly established. In the case of this demo, I will be configuring both of these options to highlight how they work. And from there, I will show you exactly how this would look like on the login page as well. Last but not least is the option to restrict the email domains. So this, as is mentioned here, basically restricts the number or the email addresses that are allowed to use SSO connection to log into the portal. You can do this to limit access in case you do a company-wide SSO connection or establishment, and this way you can actually limit the users of the people who have access to this portal. One thing I would like to note here is that the users who would like to be using SSO to log in should already have accounts registered directly with the portal, so this way the actual connection can be established. So that's the configuration step done. So I'll quickly show you what it looks like when you log in and how that login process looks like as well. One thing I'd like to note just before showing the example of how it looks like on sign-in is that once the actual connection is created, you can see that it is enabled on the same SSO page here, and you can see the entity ID and the assertion consumer service URL that you use to establish this connection, as well as seeing the actual options you configured. So as I mentioned, I'll be forcing the reauthentication as well as the email pre-population. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like from a sign-in perspective. When it comes to the sign-in experience, on the login page, you can see this sign in with SSO button here. Clicking this will redirect you to sign in with SSO. So we'll go ahead and do that now and show you that authentication page as well. On first sign in with SSO, it will prompt you to enter your actual username, or in this case the email, and then clicking continue here will actually establish the connection to see whether you can actually sign in. So you can see here that my email is now pre-populated as we have selected from the configuration options, and that I'm prompted to re-enter my password. Again, this was an option that we have set up, so once I enter my password here, I can verify and log in as normal using SSO. I hope you like this video. And if you want more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. I wish you a happy implementation. Thank you.